Oh, alright. So we have, it looks like Thunderbirds are actually going for an aggressive setup here. They have Wee playing the Bristleback, which, you know, usually means he's going mid, but he's kind of hanging down in the bottom lane. Beastmaster looks like he has like a jungle setup, Quelling Blade, just tangos, cutting down all these trees, trying to ruin Stream Protector's game. But, alright, so we have the mid Bristleback against the Ember Spirit. It's a pretty good matchup. You know, Ember Spirit can't block physical damage with his Flame Guard, so it's nice for Bristleback, but it's also a matchup where, since Bristleback can't break the Flame Guard, he can just kind of keep farming with Flame Guard and push the lane in. So it goes both ways, but Bristleback definitely has more kill potential in the lane. Overall, I think Thunderbirds have a better hold on the lanes because of this Bristleback. It's definitely a hero that can be played around. He's going to be really strong. And yeah, we've just got some tree clearing here. Pretty much the entire bottom jungle has been cleared out.
Gonna be a little annoying to deal with, so. In terms of bounty rune splits, nothing too funky, no one really crossing the river. We've got some good Radiant wards up here, getting vision on the mid lane. Over here, getting vision on this little camp here, gonna be blocking the Ancients, so just making it a little more difficult for Radiant to catch up on farm. And now Freeze taking it up. I mean, can Ember still, you know, push the lane and get crazy farmed, or is Bristle really gonna keep him in check?
He'll definitely be able to farm, but it'll get dangerous at a point when Bristleback keeps stacking up pulls and he gets some more levels where he can actually pressure the Ember Spirit, so depends on how he plays here. But top, we've got the pretty much a standard safe lane against Darkseer. Darkseer's not going to get a whole lot pretty much. He'll probably just head on over to the jungle, get whatever he can. And yeah, both offlaners pretty much just jungling at this point. Iron Talon up on the Beastmaster, just farming away. He's actually going to die here to this troll. One hit away.
He's good. He's just gonna be limping away. Got his tangos rolling for him and has that stout shield queued up. Our mid lane already getting a little feisty as Freeze is getting very, very low, but now with Wee running out of mana, there's just no more Quill Spray, and Freeze knows it, so we can stay around even though he's a little low health. Gonna be having that salve, he can just back off and play safe.
Yep, he's gonna spam out all his mana, go Shrine, and then do it all over again. Very, very annoying. Both supports pretty much just messing with the opposing jungler. Just kind of running in there, stealing their experience, being annoying.
Yeah, so I mean, what's the ideal win for each hero's laning phase, or each team's laning phase? Like, what are VGJ hoping to get out of it? What are Thunderbirds hoping to get out of it? What's the most crucial point here for each team?
Thunderbirds are hoping that they can snowball their mid lane pretty hard with Rubik and Pudge at some point. Once Bristleback hits like 4 or 5, that's when he really like takes control of the lane. Like you can see right now, he just always casually walks upon his hill, messes with them, and they just want to slow down. Almost gets the creep there.
Yep, this Saksa being a little bit annoying here on this Rubik, but because he's just been spending so much time in this Radiant jungle, kind of poking around, trying to steal some farm, he's only level 1. Really would do well to sit himself in lane.
Yeah, he's not too concerned though. Rubik's probably one of the best heroes when he's like low level, because his telekinesis doesn't really scale that hard, so it doesn't really matter. He does a lot more just by roaming around and being annoying. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty quiet for now. I think, if anything, we'll be action in like either Thunderbird's safe lane or in the mid lane here with the Bristleback when he gets more levels.
Yep, still dealing with that mana problem. I mean, how's he going to itemize to deal with that? Is Bristleback just going to go for typical Bristle items, or is he going to switch it up because Wee gets priority farm?
I actually have no idea what he's going to build. I think he's going to go like some Vanguard, Crimson Guard kind of build against PA, but it's also not very good against the rest of the team, so up top, we got Fender gets picked up here.
Yeah, Treant Protector in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to be in a dire sandwich, and they've got Pudge coming back forward now. Misery just doing the zoning that they need, and that will mean that Resolution snaps up the first blood. Juggernaut already off to a good start there, and that's just Tree getting a little overconfident with his positioning. The sentry ward here, making sure that he can't sit idly by and just soak experience.
Yep, nice pick right there. He's trying to maximize the farm because, you know, Darkseer wants the jungle, so he's like, okay, I'll lane up here, but it's dangerous and they do have sentries like that, and then he has a lot of kill potential already.
Yeah, mid lane, just a real big harass war going on as Wee dumps out the last of his mana on one more Quill Spray. He's drinking up the bottle, tries to get another one going, but Free's just a little bit too tanky with a bottle of his own now. These guys are just duking it out, and now the supports are starting to move forward. Pudge goes in, does land the hook, but does he have the follow-up damage chasing him down with Roth, the Searing Chains to hold Misery back? Another hook up in 8 seconds, but now Fenrir coming into zone as well, has the Leech Seed available, and that will mean that Ember Spirit can escape.
Yep, no kill from the hook there, but at least it forces him back. It helps Luis secure the double damage rune, which he hopefully do a lot with. But I mean, it's still pretty quiet, you know, both of these offlanes pretty much living it up in the jungle. Mid lane's a little bit dangerous, but that's about it for now.
Over here in this top lane, Darkseer, you know, level 3.5, alright at 4 minutes in. ROTK's farm is pretty solid, 19 last hits there on the Darkseer, but a lot of that's just Ion Shell. He really would like to get up and pressure the lane a little bit more, as this Juggernaut could potentially get out of control pretty quickly. Already has the first blood on him, going to be soaking up this camp as well, so they've got to watch out for this Jug getting a little too big to deal with in the mid game.
Yeah, Juggernaut very good at dealing with the Ion Shell with the spin. And I'm just wondering when they're going to make a move. Wee has like a gigantic stack in the jungle here. He's been watching some Eternal Envy videos on how to stack the jungle.
Yep, Bristleback is definitely having an alright time here, filling up all the way back on mana, so it's going to be sitting back and going for the casual harass, and looks like we are posturing up. We've got Warlock hanging around towards the mid, but probably moving back towards bottom. We're not going to go for any ganks yet. So just a very calm laning phase here. What are the ideal power spikes for each team? Like, when are they hoping to get active and start moving around as a group?
I think Ember's level 6 is like their most obvious power spike, but there's also like the Warlock ultimate that they'll definitely want to play around. And then for Thunderbirds, I feel like it's just going to be when he clears these stacks. He's doing 1 stack right now, and he might choose to give mid lane to Pudge or something. Just, alright, Pudge and Rubik are smoking up. Looks like they're going to head down to the bottom lane, as mid's about to hit level 6, so they won't be able to really gank him.
He's going to get very tricky to deal with, and again, aggressive on this PA, has been completely free farming, tied for last hits with the free farming Jug. So definitely a gank target to keep your eyes on, and it looks like the gank's actually going to be going the way of the Radiant, as Moonmeander caught off guard. Aggressive just gets in there with the help of Fenrir. Meanwhile, mid lane, there is going to be a trade as Freeze is able to go and kill off Misery, so going to be 2 heroes dead on Thunderbirds, as VGJ are just playing this real safe, sticking with a buddy and going in for those easy kills.
Yep, nice TP reaction from Freeze there. Turns around that gank. Unfortunately, Pudge Rubik, they don't have the highest amounts of damage between the two unless they have a bunch of levels. They actually were not able to kill Warlock there. And it's just the level. Well, he was 3, now he's 4, but they just couldn't kill him in time.
That poor Boar, aggressive, just really on point, daggering and blinking after Moonmeander's creeps. A little bit of extra farm and XP going her way, and she just hits her level 7 now. So this PA, off to a pretty nice start for herself. Going to be going for the Vanguard build, just so she can stay in these fights and not take quite as much damage from annoying spells like that Cool Spray. So, hook off the mark for Misery in the mid lane, and Freeze just continues his farm. In terms of last hits, he's doing pretty alright. Bristleback slightly outdoing him here, 52 to 40. In terms of net worth, though, everyone's pretty even there. Ember Spirit, and again, being zoned out by that Bristle as often as he is going to be costing him a little bit of a good lane, but the levels are still there, and he can start to move with his team.
Yep, VGJ actually warded up the Ancient stack that Bristleback has made here, so they'll know when it's going on. Maybe they can try to contest this when Bristleback starts to do this, but it's still pretty quiet right now. I mean, PA's kind of taken over control on the bottom lane here. It's really, really hard for a Beastmaster to even lane here. It gets dagger spammed all the time, wars die instantly. And right now, Thunderbirds are kind of just playing around off this mid lane.
Yep. VGJ, just again, having ROTK sit back in the jungle, getting some alright farm on him. He's already got himself the arcane boots, and we'll see if he wants to go back in for the mech, as Juggernaut's just feeling pretty safe. Picks up the Blade of Alacrity, so probably the Manta Diffusal Blade build that we're all used to.
Yep, Diffusal Blade, extremely good this game. You can remove Ion Shell and Ember Spirit's Flame Guard, along with the Treant Protector's armor, so tons of value for that this game. And it looks like VGJ are taking some time to give their supports levels. Both teams actually have their supports mid lane, just getting experience.
Moonmeander definitely in some trouble here. Don't think he's getting out of this. There's 3 heroes coming forward. They bring the Ember in to try to stack up him, and Freeze gets credit for that kill. There's going to be a TP in from the Juggernaut. Resolution gets hit by the Searing Chains and has to spin to freedom. and that means he just can't further participate in this fight, so not exactly a great start for Thunderbirds right now. 3-1 kill score in favor of VGJ, and Thunderbirds, they're doing all right top. They're getting some good farm on Jug, but with that rotation, it's just a little bit of inefficiency. He's out of lane as he walks back.
Yeah, definitely not the rotation that you want. Juggernaut kind of making the walk of shame all the way back up there. Dark's here having a grand old time now, pushing away them. And that hurts. 80 seconds, no TP, also no roar. That's kind of like their big place they want to play off of. You know, they want to use the roar, TP in, set up the gank, and now Moonmeander's in some trouble bottom lane.
Yeah, they can just keep going in. Poor Moonmeander just seems to be continually caught out, throws out the axes, but there's no hope. These two guys are getting real aggressive. Freeze eating some tower shots, but he'll just be walking around the tree line. Mid lane looks like there could be a turn as FY just going to be hobbling around. This time the hook does connect. They slow him down with the snot. Going to be popping on the Shadow Word, but not going to be enough heal there. Misery gets low and is going to have to back to base, but still, Thunderbirds keep themselves active and getting more farm for Wii.
Nice play off the hook there, and now Wee's beat on this mid tower. He hits really hard. And I mean, this is the only lane they can really hope to play off of because the Beastmaster PA matchup is just so PA favored that even when Roar comes through, Beastmaster won't really deal any damage. Soxa hanging out ROTK madly here.
Yep, he's just got his Spidey sense going for him. He's just going to peel right around the other side of that jungle. Back in towards the mid lane. Looks like this hasted Bristle is just ready to go. FY caught out. He thought he was playing safe. Aggressive comes in though. Dagger into the blink, but now with Wee's new Vanguard, he's barely taken any damage. Freeze comes in, and there are going to be golems dropped. Wee is just booking it right out of there. Gets hooked out by Misery, and that's going to be the end of the engage. So safety net Pudge, keeping everyone safe there. And they do force out the golems.
Yeah, nice play there. Just beating 4 heroes there with the haste rune. Creating havoc, and top lane we've got some I mean, Jug's got the Omni Slash. He's pretty scary, but can't really do anything against these two heroes, not just yet. And Moon's in kind of a dangerous position. You know, he sees that there's no PA here, he can kind of play up, but PA can definitely chase him down. Yeah,
I wonder, you know, when Moon's gonna be able to go and pop a defensive ward for himself, because PA's already killed him 3 times, and not quite getting the farm that he needs. Even dipping into the jungle, he's not safe because of that Treant Protector. He's just been behind everyone's backs, punching everyone up, getting these ganks started. PA and Ember starting to stack up a little bit. PA going in for that Desolator, no surprise, and she'll have it pretty well timed.
Yep, definitely free farm PA. And, you know, with the Bristleback pick, there actually isn't like a natural Silver Edge buyer on the Radiant. None of the heroes want to build it aggressive up top, though. They're going up on the resolution here.
Nice lift, a little combination going forward, and yeah, Juggernaut spinning, but I don't think it's going to get him out of this. Wall dropped out for funsies there. They will be able to find an illusion, and yep, they go in and find another kill. So 1-for-1 trade globally. Juggernaut the bigger loss there, but at least the tower was picked off before he went down.
Yep, and Thunderbird's also pressuring this mid tower as well. It's quite low. Nice rotation in from Moon, getting pretty active. It's really hard for him to sit bottom lane and really do anything to pressure the Phantom Assassins.
Oh, Soxa in some trouble here. Thought he was playing safe, but even way behind these trees, under the tier 1 tower, Aggressive and Freeze can still just keep jumping him. And there's no reason to back off that aggression. These guys can just continually chain jump anyone that comes in their path.
Yep, Ember's Spirit is like not manageable at this stage of the game right now when he has his Veil. Nobody really wants to fight him. Everywhere he goes, he will kill people. And PA is almost the same, too. You know, he's almost at her Desolator with that Vanguard. She's very tanky, very hard to take down.
FY here again, just trying to soak some more experience mid lane. Misery looking for the godlike hooks. Got 3 points in it. Decently ranged now, but we, again, now he's getting pretty scary as well. He's got a Vanguard, he's got that Medallion, and a double damage rune in the bottle, although fighting under the shrine might be a little bit risky. 2 heroes chasing after him, ROTK. Temporarily distracted by going in for the Ancients, and that should be enough of a gap for Wii and Misery to escape. He's going to be heading down into this bottom lane as Freeze taking some damage from that Blade Fury. He's trying to run, just waddling his way towards the trees, but won't make it out. Now all the rest of the Radiant heroes going to be clumped up in. Vacuum comes forward, but is it going to be enough? Fenrir melting low as well. They get him down. Aggressive trying to chase after Soxa, but Soxa eventually gets burned by the Fatal Bonds. ROTK now gooped up, just trying to run for his life. He's fresh out of mana, and it looks like that's going to be another free kill for Thunderbirds. So they get aggressive, they act up, and they group up, push bottom, get 4 kills, and they're going to get this tower as well. Very well played from them.
Yep, nice dive from them. Actually, Misery managed to get the ultimate off on the Warlock before he dropped the rock there. He just casually strolled up to him and ate him. It was it's pretty weird, but nice play from them. They stormed the bottom lane and they're just not ready for it.
Oh, look at that hook going in. They get the dismember as well. PA gets iced in the jungle. Misery just always there and just going to be TPing right back to Freedom, filling up that mana, and he can go for it again. That was a huge pick for that Pudge.
Yeah, massive solo kill for Pudge. Now Pudge is rich, extremely rich. But VGJ are smoked up here.
They're going to go in onto Freeze here. A little bit dangerous as he's got some remnants out. Just the Searing Shanes keeping Wii at bay. But they're going to go take this tower. Got Warlock up here with that Chaotic Offering. Be another big spend to go in for the Golems right here. Already had one set of Golems drop mid lane that didn't really accomplish much.
Yep, right now Roshan is on the table for Thunderbirds. They have Solar Crest picked up on Bristleback. Bristleback already very, very good at doing Roshan. Just have to see when they think they can do that. They're probably a bit scared of the Warlock ultimate right now.
Then we're in a good place to go, and yeah, unfortunately Sox is going to eat this gank. A little bit better than if the Juggernaut had been the one to take it, but poor Rubik, he's just limping around. Just hits its level 7 here at 15 minutes in. He's spending so much time just trying to keep track of the jungle, make sure his cores are safe, but he's not really able to soak a lot of farm and experience himself.
Yep, this is one of the advantages of the Train Protector. He can always stroll in invisible, place these nice deep wards that the enemy probably don't know of, giving his team more information on the game. Very underrated aspect of the hero for sure. Lots of invis heroes can do that, but now, I mean, Thunderbirds, they look pretty strong after that team fight. It looks like no one can really handle his Bristleback right now. He is about to pick up the Desolator, but even with the Desolator, I don't know if it'll be enough to fight Bristleback just yet.
Down bottom, Thunderbirds postured up to really go for this. ROTK just burned his vacuum, so could be a good time to strike. You got Misery sitting back, thinking about a hook, but no Aether Lens completed yet. It's going to be a little difficult for him to get in that deep without being spotted, so VGJ is going to send 2 heroes down to clean up the bottom lane. Yumi and are going to TP top as this is where the next fight's going to be going down. They're in the Roche pit now. Yep, Wee's going forward. Link is broken. Fenrir's right here. He definitely knows something's up. He's got his overgrowth ready, and now Freeze with 3 remnants. They're trying to take this, but are they going to be in time? Dust popped out. They're going in. They're just a little bit too late. Wee already snaps up the Aegis, but look at that WomboXCombo coming in. Oh my, Aegis immediately burned. They lose the Beastmaster. Resolution running for his life. There's a remnant. Can they actually get in deep enough? It looks like the Juggernaut will live, but Saksa, who goes back in, is just forced to run for his life now, but aggressive. Hot on his heels. Oh, Saksa's actually alive for this as Pudge goes back into zone. Freeze now running. There is going to be the Omni Slash going down. This is actually going all right for Thunderbird. They just got to find a couple of picks here. Freeze is so low, and Wee snaps up a double kill, looking for more. Aggressive walking right back into their trap, blinks to his ally Freeze, and they're going to be able to make it to their shrine. Can Thunderbirds keep taking this fight under shrine with Fenrir here? They're outnumbered, but Bristleback is so tanky, and Resolution's picking up a lot of momentum, so Dagger comes in, slows down Wee, but Fenrir still sitting in these trees, may just died to Blade Fury, is going to stay invisible, and they don't have the vision it takes to get him down, so Thunderbirds will have to retreat. A couple of less kills than they wanted.
Yep, nice play from Resolution there. He ate the tree and the river trying to reveal the Train Protector. He did just for a moment, but not long enough. Messy fight. We had a 3-man vacuum off into the Warlock ultimate and followed up with all the AoE. But Bristleback just came back and he's still strong, you know? Once those spells are down, it's kind of his it's time for him to wreak havoc. He's still extremely hard to deal with right now.
Yeah, look at him force this TP. One more. Oh my god! I thought it was going to be a close one, but we actually got that. Now he's godlike. 9-0. Just a really clean mid lane for him. Down in this bottom, we do have a Primal Roar caught out as they will get the Train Protector down. FY let off with a warning, just going to walk his way back towards that tier 2 tower. But you can see once Thunderbirds really hit that power spike with their Bristleback, now they're getting active, now they're moving around. This Beastmaster that was crippled in lane, went 0-3 by like, what, 9 minutes, is now pretty much back where he should be. Already has the Necro 1s. It's going to be an ult in a can, popping out that roar to set up for his teammates.
Yep, doing much better now. Wow, I can't believe Ember Spirit actually died to that. Like, he
yeah, I thought it was going to be
there.
Close, but I thought he was going to get out, you know, at the last second. But
right.
I guess Bristleback can just lay it in, and now he's got a BKB for himself. god, that is a tanky Bristle.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a monster this game, and there's no one to build a Soul Edge at all on VGJ. That's the item that killed this hero's existence, you know? He just can't play the game when he gets hit by a Soul Edge. He loses his ability, kills people with damage after that. And, I mean, I don't know, maybe he will buy a Soul Edge or something later on in the game, but right now, he just can't really itemize. He's got a Yasha and click by. Ember Spirit's obviously not going to be going for a Soul Edge anytime soon.
Yep, he just wants to be, you know, hopping in and out of fights with those remnants, and when he's doing alright in terms of farm, he's fallen off a little bit. Never quite got a completely free lane, as Weeha's Bristleback is just really aggressive, spraying at all the quills he has, but, you know, I thought he'd be coming back a little bit more after he's able to go and push out lanes. Now he's got the boots of travel, so he should be able to just hop in and out of these jungles, hop in and out of the lanes. And we'll see him probably come back a little bit in terms of net worth here, but is it enough to overtake Thunderbirds now, who are really getting their cores online?
Well, they'll definitely pick up the farm now with the boots of travel, but I don't know if it'll be enough because they just don't have any real tools to deal with this Bristleback. And for as long as that happens, like, Roshan is always going to be free for Thunderbirds, Bristleback, and pretty much solo it with, you know, no danger at all, especially with that BKB picked up now. Because VGJ, most of their damage comes from these teamfight spells, right? The Chaotic Offering coming out from the Warlock, Fatal Bonds, Dark Sphere's Vacuum Wall combo, and Ember Spirit's magic damage. I don't feel like EA can man-fight Bristleback at all yet. Nor does she want to. You know, she wants to go on these other heroes in the back. She wants to go for Rubik, 2-hit the Rubik, kill Beastmaster in like 3 hits, and then maybe even the Pudge.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's quite hard.
we saw VGJ get off a really nice wombo combo in the pit that was a vacuum into wall, into Chaotic Offering. There was an upheaval going at one point. So, I mean, to what degree are VGJ just relying on that wombo combo to win them fights, or do they have to continue to go for those individual pickup?
I think right now they really just want to split the map, trying to get whatever farm they can. I'm pretty sure they feel as if when Thunderbirds come to their towers and actually fight them, they don't want to fight. They may try to fight just because they have the Warlock ultimate, but I don't think it's going to really go well for them if Thunderbirds get the proper jump on them. Like right now, they're smoked up bottom lane, looking for smack. They do see ROTK down here.
Yep. ROTK may unfortunately bite the dust here one more time. The hook's off the mark, but they will catch him out with the Primal Roar. The Necro is starting to hammer onto him as well, and yep, that's just going to be a solo Omni Slash committed, and Darkseer down. ROTK no longer able to push out this lane. The back row protection already taken care of, and look how easily this melts with the board just slapping away at it. So that's going to be most likely a full tier 2 tower for our Thunderbirds, and we've got Fenrir Invis walking in, but I don't think a solo tree can zone this. And, well, he's trying. Okay. They're going to bring the Ember Spirit forward as well. Juggernaut now spinning for his life, has the Manta style. That's probably going to be a key factor of his escape. Searing Chains comes in. He's able to Manta it off and run for the hills with those phase boots. Has the healing ward behind him. Now Saksa going to be hooked to freedom by his buddy. He's still slow from the dagger, but that's going to be it. There's no return kills from a full rotation from VGJ.
All right. They actually all make it out with their lives, barely.
Yep. Manting off the Searing Chains was pretty nice play by that Juggernaut, just making sure he got away nicely, and yeah, hook back in onto Saksa, cleaning up the remainders. I thought Saksa was just going to be a free kill there, but they're not even giving him up anymore. He's got 3 deaths from the early game where he was trying to soak some jungle XP, but since then he's been playing really safe. Hasn't gone down in the last couple of minutes.
Yep, there was definitely some nice team play there, everyone helping each other out. And, you know, this kind of favors VGJ there. They have the Treant Protector armor to heal up that tower. They didn't drop the tower. They saw Bristleback, TP top, and then boom, that sparked, hey, we can defend this tower. The strongest heroes in the top lane. And they almost managed to get some kills with it, but unfortunately they did not. But it's still, it's a pretty good win for them. They didn't have to use Warlock ultimate, and that tower is going to be full HP pretty soon.
FY solo here in the mid lane, and Wee is just going to chase him down. FY, are you asleep at the wheel, son? Yeah, he is definitely in danger. He shadow words himself, but that's a 3-shot from our Beyond Godlike Wee, now 10-0. And yeah, 2 heroes TP in to try to zone him, but ROTK may just be more food. Long range goo slapped out. You can see that, you know, a critting dagger barely even touches him.
Yep, and now Thunderbirds going into the bottom lane to secure this tower. It's really important that they finish these tower kills. Oh, Fenrir's been spotted here.
Yep, he's going invis, and I mean, detection's not A+ here on Thunderbird. There's a couple of times where Treant's gotten away with some pretty quirky moves just because there aren't any Duster sentries in the field, but honestly, with Thunderbird's raking in kills on cores and supports alike, it doesn't really matter if Tree gets out a couple of times. Now, deep sentry popped here. Fenrir going to be skirting around it. Let's see if he actually walks into range. Looks like they're going in. Another sentry placed down, but he is just obliterated. Ow.
Yep, he had no real way out there. And now Thunderbirds, they might be looking at, okay, never mind. They're backing away from the high ground, showing their respects. VGJ were smoked up in the area too. They don't want to mess with that yet. They definitely want to secure another Aegis before even attempting the high ground, it looks like. Especially when they're all so close to finishing items. They almost have the Lotus Orb complete on Bristleback at about 10 gold. And Diffusal Blade almost complete on Juggernaut.
Yep, Resolution just really untouched this game. Has 2 deaths, but you know, since the laning phase, it's felt like he just walks around. Solo Omni is an easy target, gets whatever he needs, and yeah, like you mentioned, Diffusal only about 500 gold off now. Tower getting healed up by Living Armor, but that is a very optimistic Living Armor. I think this one's going down aggressive. Just keep slamming out the daggers, but 4 lives, and Wee is just completely able to solo this tower without even feeling it.
Yeah, there's just nothing they can do. They're just watching him with 5 heroes.
Yeah, he's now got the Lotus Orb on him, so daggers are a little more risky. We'll see if Aggressive is still going to try to jump. Tower goes down, and PA is still confined. You can feel that she's just so tempted to run in here and try to jump Bristle, but he's way too big of a target, and there's not enough follow-up from the team right now.
Yep, and now Roshan's up too. This is pretty bad for VGJ. Everything is kind of aligning to Thunderbirds now. Roshan spawns after they take those 2 towers. VGJ, they're concerned about a high ground push, so they're kind of just sitting there as 5, waiting for it. No one's really split pushing or finding any farm outside of the map, and Thunderbirds, you know, they know that they're pretty much confined to their base right now, and they're abusing it. Wee's
Look
out
at
in the
Wee's
mid lane.
positioning.
Yep.
He is just, he's here. His team is just, he's the only one on his side of the river, and yeah, everyone's still feeling like they can't touch him. Roshan spawns, and that's just going to be a free Aegis for the Dire unless VGJ get their act together right about now. Aggressive pinged out by the Dire. They know where he's going to be at. They know where he's going to be coming from. Earth is melting really quickly with that solar crest.
Yeah, of course, not standing a chance against these enemies. And it's going to be high ground probably with the Juggernaut's next healing orb. They just completed their next round of items on pretty much every hero.
Yep. Still a 10-second BKB for Bristleback. He picked this up like 10 minutes ago at least and has not used it yet. He hasn't been in a situation where it's necessary for his survival. He's just eating spells, eating damage, and not really feeling a thing. ROTK and crew trying to go ahead and push this bottom tower, and sure, they'll probably get a tier 1, but at what cost here as their tier 3 is going to get pushed. Already taking a ton of damage there as FY does his best, pops out the medallion onto Wee, but still, you melt his armor down just a little bit, and he's still got oodles of it.
Wee pretty much just forcing people to come back. Pudge is sitting pretty comfortably behind them to hook him out of any real danger.
Oh, here we
comes
go.
The rock.
There's a rock coming in, 2 remnants dumped out, and just a complete hook back to safety. Lotus Orb for good measure on Wee. So they've just burned a huge spell for VGJ. And they're probably going to kill this golem as well, so Wee just stacking up the money. This has got to be a little bit tilting for VGJ, honestly. They can't even touch this Bristle, and he can just zone the entire team by himself.
Yep, but now they're going to have to pick a team fight with no rock. This is pretty bad. Like, Mayday. This is looking real bad. Red alert, all the sirens are going off right now. He's about to walk up to the hill, and they got nothing.
Yeah. ROTK just walks in, eats a quill spray, backs right off. They got a Shadow Word coming onto Wee as well, but yeah, he's got an Aegis, he's got a BKB, he's just so tanky and so far ahead. That's not even mentioning the Juggernaut, who now again has that full Diffusal Blade. It's getting real nasty. We'll see what's going to be happening here as Freeze jumps forward, aggressive, gets a couple of nice crits. There's going to be Wee, you know, getting down to half health. It's an accomplishment. Still has an Aegis, will come back with full health and mana here if he does go down. They're going to Leech Seed him for good measure, and he's still alive. He's going to be dodging out a hook there. Pops the Aegis finally. But there's not much gas left in VGJ's tank. They've just been trying to slow chip away at this Bristle, and it's costing them some cooldowns. As Aggressive's going to jump back in here. He does not seem too concerned. Misery popped up really defensively to hook back his allies if things go wrong. And there's going to be a deep link in from Freeze trying to go in. Gets 2 heroes with the Searing Chains. The Dire now need to step this up and start to focus. They will be able to go and get the kill on Emperor Spirit. They're taking out the Dark Seer as well. It's looking like this is going to be a quick one. Blink away from the PA back to an ally if she gets hooked in, but Bristle again still zoning the entire team with a gem on the deck. And yeah, overall net worth going to be dipping towards that 10,000 mark. They do lose the Pudge here, but Bristle's still going in. Wee is still full health, full mana, zoning back 5 heroes. There's a buyback on the Warlock. Maybe they can go in and punish Wee for being so far out. We'll see as BKB's on cooldown, TP's in the backpack. There's going to be a vacuum back in, trapped back under the wall. Saksa taking a ton of damage there from Aggressive, and Aggressive's going to be blinking after that easy target. They get the Rubik down. Resolution going to TP out. Wee going to run for freedom, and they bring in the Hawk just to make sure they got vision and retreat. Overall, a little messier than Thunderbirds wanted. 4 heroes die, but they do spend some buybacks and force out some good abilities from VGJ.
Yeah, definitely. All of a sudden, Phantom Assassin's at 4,300 gold. Not bad for VGJ at all. Like, they do hold. They lose the tier 3. They have to use 2 buybacks, but in the end, they can't be too upset about that. Once they, I mean, I don't know if he'll ever be able to kill Bristleback, like, convincingly. When he lost his Aegis, he just wasn't in range of the healing ward the entire time, so he was at like 60% health for no reason. And then Freeze blinked in, killed the healing ward, and then they just started to fight like that. But, yeah, I mean, Wee's about to have a new item too. He's at a full AC for now, and all these shrines are probably going to go down. I'm curious to see if they'll wait for next Aegis, or maybe they'll move the pickoffs outside the base, trying to kind of find something that'll enable them to go high ground, because I don't think they'll be as comfortable walking up the hill now after losing that fight. Even though it wasn't like a complete loss, they know that they fed away a lot of gold.
Yeah, definitely wasn't their ideal.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. He pretty much has a full MKB now to deal with that Solar Crest miss chance.
Bristleback now with the Assault Cuirass, so he is actually stupid tanky. That is silly. Alright, 2,500 HP. He's got himself like 50 armor, so. Yeah, very difficult to get him down. Let's talk about the rest of Thunderbirds here. Our Rubik picks up a Blink Dagger. Saksa's been, you know, just kind of going in with some nice telekinesis. Haven't seen any really clutch steals I can remember, like no Golem stolen or anything, but still, we have time. There's going to be more high ground siege ahead of us on the side of VGJ. Interesting item pickups here. I mean, Warlock's got really, really nothing. He's still sitting on brown boots. Went for the Midas still, just trying to keep himself, I guess, up there in terms of net worth as the game goes later, but can't contribute much other than just a ult and some armor.
Yep, Solar Crest definitely a nice pickup there. Can they deal with this Bristleback? He's got a lot of armor, a lot of health.
We're about to find out. They're going in. They're jumping Bristleback again. He's got himself a Lotus Orb. It's going to be BKB'd. Hooked to freedom as the rest of the team goes in. Saksa gets a nice little telekinesis there. There's going to be a wall. Beastmaster pops up the Primal Roar, but not finding much there. Misery definitely burning low. There's going to be a Golem chasing him down. Aggressive gets a double kill here. Dire, they're split up. Freeze is able to find a kill onto the Pudge. Now Resolution going to be spinning down south. We've got the rest of the team retreating over in the river, so a little bit uncoordinated there from Thunderbirds. Not quite sure who the target was, not quite clear on when they back off, when they reinitiate, and it does cost them 3 kills.
Yeah, definitely. It was quite awkward, as you said. Juggernaut was still kind of strolling into the fight there. Pudge hooked out Bristleback when he BKB'd. He wanted to kind of stand his ground and fight, but Jug wasn't actually there yet. So, yeah, I mean, that happens sometimes. People go for shrines. They don't expect them to actually smoke up and go for it because, you know, unless you're already in position for it, you're kind of, like, set up to take a lost fight, right? If Juggernaut's there from the very beginning, and maybe they're positioned well, then perhaps that fight does not go so well for VGJ, but they take their opportunity to take that fight because they know once Thunderbirds get to the base and they're actually positioned properly, it's going to be a nightmare to take the fight. So yeah, they take their chances with that and it pays off.
Yeah, VGJ slowly crawling back in this. Again, still got a fair chunk of net worth to make up, but they're making strides towards it. They brought it back from behind that 10,000 line, which is usually pretty difficult to do, especially this early on. We're only 30 minutes in. Aggressive now going in pretty deep onto Sock, so that's just going to be a nice, easy kill. Rubik got to stick with a buddy there. The rest of his allies, though, looking to avenge him. Resolution and Wee waiting on the high ground, trying to see if Aggressive or RTK get too cocky there. rest of their team is behind him. Aggressive might get cut out here. Again, they got the Silver Edge trying to break that blur passive onto PA. They do get the break, and the Omni Slash follows up. ROTK, gets clipped by the Omni Slash as well. Beautifully done by Resolution, snapping up a double kill and taking out 2 cores.
Alright, well, it's go time now. PA died so fast to the Silver Edge there. That was ridiculous. Now, do they have buybacks to actually fight this? They do,
FY gets defused. He's going for the optimistic Shadow Word, and it looks like Resolution's not going to commit to this, as there's a TP in from Aggressive, who gets immediately hooked and dismembered. Oh no, Aggressive's gotta live here. Blinks back to the creep, but is still gonna get clipped by that Blade Fury. Can they keep the chase going on? Looks like we gonna be going down. Kills off the PA. This is looking bad. 3 heroes done with no buybacks, and these racks are gonna start melting. You got Necro 3s wailing away. We still at full health. Resolution still has that Silver Edge to combat in. There's some nasty passives coming in. Remnant just to clear out the creep wave. Hook comes in for Misery. Won't find anything here, but that's a full lane of racks. Super Creep's now in bottom, and that's not going to stop them. They're going to go straight in for mid, and the GG is called, as VGJ just feel like they can't take a cohesive team fight here. Thunderbirds, they got their cores too far ahead and just well played overall. A lot of that was on Wee's Bristleback that just gave up nothing in that mid lane.
Yeah, I don't think people say this quite often, but that was a flawless Bristleback game. Nice play from Thunderbirds. You know, I'm sure it's something they've played around with before and they saw the opportunity. There's no one that's going to build a Silver Edge. And yeah, I mean, he knew how to play it. He had those massive jungle stacks going that he stacked himself, and well played.